High in the mountains of Mongolia and China, where temperatures drop to -40 degrees, lives the animal behind the world's most expensive fabric. This is where your $10,000 cashmere coat begins.
This is not a sheep, it is a cashmere goat. Their undercoat grows only in extreme cold. The harsher the winter, the finer and softer the fiber becomes. Each goat produces only 150 grams of cashmere per year. To make one coat, you need the fiber from at least 4 goats, 1 full year of growth per animal. Every spring, herders comb each goat by hand using a special wide-tooth comb. This is the only way to collect cashmere. Machines damage the precious fiber. The raw fiber is collected in large sacks, dirty, tangled, and mixed with coarse guard hairs. At this stage, it looks nothing like luxury, but the transformation is about to begin. Experienced sorters separate the fiber entirely by hand, removing coarse hairs, dirt, and debris. Only the finest, softest undercoat passes to the next stage. The raw fiber is washed in large tubs using warm water and gentle soap, removing lanolin, dirt, and animal oils that have built up over an entire year. After multiple rinses in clean water, the fiber is laid flat to dry naturally. Watch the transformation, from dirty brown clumps to clean, fluffy white clouds of fiber. A dehairing machine uses thousands of tiny pins to separate the ultrafine cashmere from coarse guard hairs. This single machine costs over $2 million. Every batch is tested in the lab. True luxury cashmere must measure below 19 microns in thickness, thinner than a human hair. Anything above is rejected. The cleaned fiber passes through carding machines, giant rollers covered in fine wire teeth that open, align, and untangle every single strand of cashmere. After carding, the fiber is combed again, this time aligning every strand in perfect parallel formation. This creates the smoothest, most luxurious yarn possible. The aligned fibers are fed into spinning machines that twist them into fine yarn. The twist must be perfect. Too tight loses softness, too loose loses strength. Every spool of yarn is tested for thickness, strength, and softness. Luxury brands like Loro Piana and Brunello Cucinelli accept nothing less than absolute perfection. The yarn enters large dyeing vessels, rotating for hours in precisely controlled temperature dye baths. The color must penetrate every single fiber uniformly.
This dyed cashmere yarn is tested for color fastness through repeated rubbing, washing, and light exposure. A luxury cashmere coat must hold its color for decades without fading.
Thousands of individual yarn threads are carefully wound onto the loom in precise parallel lines. This process alone takes an entire day for a single coat's fabric. The loom weaves threads together at incredible speed, interlocking thousands of strands per minute into a fabric so soft it feels like holding a cloud. For the most exclusive pieces, master knitters knit entirely by hand. A single cashmere coat takes one skilled artisan over 3 weeks to complete. The woven fabric goes through milling, tumbling in warm water for hours. This process causes the fibers to bloom and interlock, creating that legendary cashmere softness. Wire-covered rollers brush the fabric surface, raising thousands of tiny fiber ends to create cashmere's signature cloud-like, fluffy texture that no other fabric can replicate. Precision cropping blades trim the raised fibers to a perfectly even height, giving luxury cashmere its smooth, even surface with consistent depth throughout. The finished fabric is pressed under controlled heat and pressure, locking in its final texture, drape, and dimensions permanently. Every meter of finished fabric is inspected on a light table, every flaw, knot, and imperfection marked and corrected by hand before cutting begins. Master pattern makers lay tissue paper patterns onto the fabric, planning every cut to minimize waste of this extraordinarily precious material. Each piece is cut with surgical precision, multiple layers at once using razor-sharp blades guided by computer patterns. Not a single centimeter is wasted. Each piece is cut with surgical precision, multiple layers at once using razor-sharp blades guided by computer patterns. Skilled seamstresses sew each the bit finer furnace to holes. Skilled seamstresses sew each panel together using special fine needles. Too thick a needle damages the delicate cashmere fiber and creates visible holes. Every buttonhole, every seam, every edge is finished entirely by hand. This single step adds 8 hours to the production of one coat and makes all the difference. Buttons are selected from natural horn, shell, or carozzo, each one hand-polished and attached individually with reinforced hand stitching that will last a lifetime.
The completed coat receives a final press over a tailor's ham, shaping every curve, collar, and lapel into its perfect final form using steam and skilled hands.
Every stitch is examined, every seam is pulled, every button is tested. Perfection is not optional. A final steam treatment relaxes the fibers one last time, bringing out the maximum softness and that incredible drape that only true luxury cashmere possesses. The brand label, hand-sewn into the lining, carries a certificate of authenticity and fiber origin. This label alone represents 200 years of luxury heritage. The coat is folded in acid-free tissue paper, placed in a luxury garment bag, then into a signature brand 1000 bahtru. The finished coat arrives at boutiques in Milan. 4 goats, 1 full year, 6 weeks of processing, 100 hours by hand. The result? A $10,000 cashmere coat that will last you 30 years. Now you know why.